say this, all I'm gonna say. She wanted some money. Obviously, she didn't want Puffy to go to jail. Why all y'all wishing jail on Puffy? Not one time did that girl call the police on P. Diddy, Sean Combs, Brother Love. Not one time. I know a lot of relationships. All they do is fight. Sometimes, man, I know relationships so long, man, niggas start a good fight. So he do some, and after nigga get tired of good going, some good fight.
So Friday was Cassie's last day on the stand. And we all saw highly publicized when Cassie came out and she sued P. Diddy and she allegedly got $30 million. We know some say it was 10, some say it was 20, some say it was $30 million. But she put a lot of allegations out on Diddy. And a lot of women was coming out saying that he was grooming her because she was 19 years old and all these different things, right? But now that when she's on the stand through cross-examination, we're finding out that a lot of these things was outright lies, right? You know, they were saying that, you know, she was under this contract and she couldn't leave. He had her doing all kinds of things that she didn't want to do for like 13 years, right? All these things that she didn't want to do for all of these years that they, you know, that they were together. But there was one part where she said that the guy that she's married to now is the trainer that Diddy got for her, right? So she's now married to the trainer that Diddy got for her, and she's pregnant with her third child, right? But she was saying that her and Diddy had like a closure dinner. And in this closure dinner, they went and had some dinner. But by this time, she was with the trainer at the time, right? She was, you know, he dropped her off at the condo that she was staying at that Diddy was still paying for, right? So they said, well, Diddy had a key. So when he dropped her off, everything was supposed to be all good. She went up in the spot. Diddy came in there and forced himself upon her and basically took her, right, against her will, right? And she said all this in the transcripts, and that's how she got paid, right? Well, now through cross-examination, we found out that they just had SCX. He didn't take it, right? They had closure. Then we had text messages where they was talking kindly to each other. So she's turning out to be a liar, not just be somebody that this darling child that was just taken advantage of, right? So my thing is this. I don't care for Puffy one way or the other. One thing about me when I do these videos is I tell you I'm not pro-black man, pro-black woman, I'm pro-black community, right? I just want him to have a fair trial. If he's found to be liable to the things that's being alleged to him, he deserves everything that's coming to him. All I want is a fair trial. When a man is accused of taking advantage of a woman like that, for me, the punishment is unaliving the person. So I want to make sure that we get all the facts out. I don't want to just go say he's guilty because the media wants to say he's guilty because he went after Diego. No, I want the facts to come out. I think Diddy is guilty of a lot of things, but when you start accusing him of taking advantage of or essay assault, I want to make sure that all the facts come out. And I just want a black man to have in court a fair trial like everybody else, right? It doesn't matter. I just want the fair trial. But let's listen to what some of the reporters are saying from inside the courtroom.
They really are spending a lot of time trying to discredit Cassie. There's a couple things here. So Cassie had testified during direct about an alleged that happened in 2018. She said it was in August. Well, they pulled up transcripts and her lawsuit, her 2023 lawsuit, where she said that it happened in September of 2018. And this was after Diddy returned from Burning Man. And during direct, she said that occurred in August again, and that night he was trying to convince her to go to Burning Man. Then they showed us text messages between Cassie and Diddy from August of 2018, where he says to her, or she texts him with a heart, and this is like a day or two after they went to that dinner, and then he allegedly her. And sorry, is it loud? I hope it's not. She texted him with a heart, and he said, "I'm sorry that I've fallen off." Again, paraphrasing, "I didn't turn you on last night or the other day." And you know, she's responding, and they're having a conversation like all is well. And then they go to another friend's birthday party a few days later. So again, poking a lot of holes. And then there was something wild, a recording that we heard that I thought was super wild. And I didn't bring up what I'm about to tell you the other day because it wasn't, I don't know, I guess I didn't think it was important, but wow, now it's pretty crazy. And by the way, just going back to Cassie responding with, or corresponding with Diddy after the alleged. I don't want to get any hate for that. I'm sure that the state is going to put a doctor or a psychologist or psychiatrist on the stand testifying about trauma survivors and abuse and how they react. Just aside.
And see, all this stuff sounds fishy to me. I'm OG. I ain't with all this crap, right? So she's saying that he took her. But then a couple of days later, she's texting him with a heart emoji. But mind you, she's out of the relationship now. She's with the new boyfriend. See, a lot of women that say, well, this is what women in trauma do. That's not going to work right now. No, you're not getting away with that. See, one thing about a smoking gun, women can accuse a man of this, and it's hard for him to get out of it because under the court of public perception, he's always going to be guilty. And then most women are going to always just side with the women. It don't matter the facts. You're accused, you're guilty. This is the thing. We're looking at the facts. So she made this statement, but then she does heart emojis, right? And she's saying, when can I meet up with you to go to a party? While she's in a relationship with another man, she's away. She escaped. She's going. She's running back to the well. She's jumping back into deep waters again. No. So we're going based off the testimony of what's being said in the transcripts, not emotions, not how we feel. We're going by what she's saying, and she's judged by what she's saying, right? So then on the stand, they went to ask her. They said, hey, did you ever have sex with him again, Ventura? Yes, voluntarily. We had a good night. I went back to his house. Can you explain why you did that after he after he took you beyond your will? We had been together 10 years. So her excuse was they've been together 10 years, right? And then they had one where it says Combs Escovedo, and you write back, we can embrace LOL, and you wanted to hug him, right? Ventura, that's what I said. Did you have sexual intercourse with Mr. Combs that night? Ventura, I did. And during that, your now husband FaceTimed you? So now she had this with her while she was still with her husband, y'all. So when there's people out there saying that we're getting paid by Diddy to say this. No. We're reading the transcripts and what she's saying and using common sense. There's a lot of women out here that's being harmed or things that's being taken against their will. My heart goes out to them. And if those men get caught, they deserve to be put in an electric chair for taking a woman against their will. That's what I believe. But if a woman is lying and not fabricating the truth, then he don't deserve to be put in an electric chair. So we're going off of what's in the transcripts and what she's saying under oath. So, but Charleston White, he voiced his opinion on the situation as well, and he said this.
Say this, all I'm gonna say. She wanted some money. Obviously, she didn't want Puffy to go to jail. Why all y'all wishing jail on Puffy? Not one time did that girl call the police on P. Diddy, Sean Combs, Brother Love. Not one time. I know a lot of relationships. All they do is fight. Sometimes, man, I know relationships so long, man, niggas start a good fight. So he do some, and after nigga get tired of good going, some good fight. Especially a lot of toxic relationships. They rap about it in the song. She is Sexy Red, Glorilla, them talk about them toxic relationships where you beat him, he beat you. All that I'm saying is, they never had $1 billion. Ain't no telling how I might treat my nigga, please. But nigga, you broke. So imagine $1 billion. Man, they get to do it with $1 billion. Hell is y'all talking about, man, please. And then, they were getting high together. It was dope fiend. That's the dope fiend relationship. Man, they blowing cocaine, smoking weed, Ciroc drinking, pissing on one another. So don't act like she wasn't down with the freaking. She was down with she was, man, he wasn't making her do that. It was fun for her too. It just wasn't fun when the coin flipped. It's always two sides of the coin now. She wasn't complaining about the fun part. So no, the rain falls on the just too, just like the sun shines on the unjust.
Now I believe that Diddy is not a good person. For years, he's terrorized different things within the black community, right? He's promoted music that was destructive to the community. He robbed a lot of young black artists, right, of their publishing, and he did a lot of things that I'm not a Diddy fan. I'm not celebrating Diddy, right? But my thing is, what he's been accused of now. When they're talking about SEX trafficking and throwing all different charges on him, no, he has to have still his fair trial. Everybody should get a fair and just trial. Not just because the court of public perception says he's guilty, because you don't like him, don't mean that we just run and say he's guilty. No, he's guilty of a lot of things, but when you start talking about the allegations that's against him, knowing what came down the pike when he was suing these multi-billion-dollar corporations, and now we got all these Jane Does and all these things, we see the play. We see, because it's not just on Puffy, we see the play run on a lot of men. Right? So we just want to get all the facts out, right? But there was another reporter that was inside the courtroom, and she was reporting on Cassie's demeanor that a lot of people didn't see because they painted her as this darling child. She said this.
So Cassie Ventura has been testifying now over 20 hours on the stand. And today, the defense really going after her credibility. They played an audio clip about 2 or 3 minutes long, and in this audio clip you hear a very different side of Cassie Ventura than what we've heard in court. She's been very soft-spoken, very calm, but in this clip she's cursing, she's threatening somebody over a video, saying multiple times, "I will kill you," because she's concerned that it could get out. After discussing the audio, the defense went through some more messages that were between Combs and Ventura, but they went back to addiction, which they covered yesterday. So today we learned that she does take medication regularly because of her opiate addiction. We also learned that the name of the book that she was planning to sell the rights to Sean Combs for was called The Dark Times. Now this is interesting if you've been following this story, because at the BET Music Awards, when Sean Combs was recognized, he said thank you to Cassie for holding me down during the dark times. So here are some of the details that I noticed when Cassie Ventura walked into court today. I saw Sean Combs sort of look her quickly up and down as she walked in with a suit on. It was a pinstriped navy blue suit, and she had a blue shirt underneath it. The judge said to the jurors, listen, we're 5 minutes behind schedule, but at least, you know, we're not 15 or 20 like we have been in the past. I noticed one juror put her thumbs up and she smiled at him. Another interesting thing to note that happened inside the court, or that I've noticed, is when the jurors walk in, most of them don't really look at us. They don't look at reporters. They might scan the room, but I think they really try to focus on the judge. They try not to stare at Ventura, but there is one juror who always scans the room, and he looks at all the reporters, and if you stay looking at him long enough, he will look right back at you. Kind of interesting.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. My street sense is kicking in now. I believe that Diddy deserved, if he deserved to do anything, he deserved to go to jail for assault. We've seen her assault him on video, but she didn't call the cops. She never called the cops, right? There's a lot of things that he probably deserved to go to jail for. But one thing I can see about this game, that Alex Fine dude, they had this plan from the rip. He's staying with her because he already knew the play. Right? He knew what was going on. He knew that she was still going to do that because they had this plan the whole time to go get this bread. So the thing is, he could sit in the courtroom. He could be supportive. She got like anywhere from $10 to $30 million from him. They rolling now. He got babies in her. He got another baby on the way. I mean, you know, she getting a bag, a check. She's going to be able to write a book now. She's going to be able to do a whole bunch of stuff to still make money. So he there for the ride. He was just a regular dude struggling to try to figure out how how he gonna make ends meet. He hit the lottery, jackpot, ding ding, right? So he's incentivized to stay there, to be a part of all these different things, right? So because he hears that, okay, well, she cheated on you while she was with this guy. He don't give a damn, and so he don't care what people say about him. He also said this: I did not save Cassie, as some have said. To say that is an insult to the years of painful work my wife has done to save herself. Cassie saved Cassie. She alone broke free from the abuse, coercion, violence, and threats. She did the work of fighting the demons that only a demon himself could have done to her. All I have done is love her as she has loved me. Her life is now surrounded by love, laughter, and our family. This horrific chapter is forever put behind us, and we will not be making additional statements. We appreciate all of the love and support we have received. We ask that you respect our privacy as we welcome our son into this world that is now safer because of this mom, he added. Whoa, the acting. I mean, I'm talking about the acting. He should is epic. It's epic. He should win an Oscar, a Tony Award. Steven Spielberg should be calling him right now. I'm talking about, I don't, listen, this is the best, man, listen, man. I just, you can see all through this stuff, right? I don't believe in the coercion because we got the transcripts. Like I said, I believe that Diddy is guilty of a lot of things, but Cassie is no saint and no angel. And a lot of these, there's an agenda going on, and there's a lot of women with their own agendas latching onto this story to bolster their agenda as well. I will say, like I said, I'm not pro Diddy or against Diddy. I just want him to have a fair trial. That's all. But I'm not stupid either. I also see what's going on here. But y'all gotta leave y'all comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this, right? What you think about Cassie's testimony? What you think about Alex finding the boyfriend? What you think about Diddy? Leave your comments in the comment section. Subscribe to Street Media TV. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.